And the next guy that's coming up, next comedian, is Mr. Baas. Mr. Conor Baas, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everybody. My name's Connor. I'm a freshman down at UC, so I'm probably the youngest one here, so it's also my first time doing comedy, so that's not like an excuse for when I'm going to be doing terrible. It's just more of a warning to all of you. All right, so I'm a business at college down at UC, and something they always tell us there is if you're at a new job, you're not sure what to do, is to fake it till you make it, which for me seems like a really flawed philosophy because I mean, there's some jobs that might work, like if you want to be a waiter or you're Rudy or something, like you can fake it. But there's a lot of professions where you probably don't want someone with that mentality. I mean, you wouldn't want an airline pilot with a fake it till you make it mentality. I mean, let's, for example, let's take a look at Malaysia Flight 370. Like that, when that dude took off, he was faking it, and he had like a time span, maybe 4 hours, to start making it, did not make it in time. Yeah, his previous job, he made it as a swim instructor here, so it's going to, at least there's something for them to work with. Oh, a lot of Malaysians in the crowd tonight, I'm sorry. So, yeah, when I'm in college, I'm bored, I watch TV, and I watch a lot of stupid television, you know, not like Nancy Grace stupid, like Scooby-Doo stupid. And what I mean by that is, it's not like just the character Scooby-Doo is an idiot. It's like everyone on that show is some horrible character flaw. So there's Shaggy, you know, everyone, oh, he's a dog food eating hippie. I think he's a little misunderstood. It's more like just a stoner with no money for munchies. And he just works with what he has on hand. I feel like Scooby Snacks, he seems to enjoy them, so there must be an acquired taste. It's probably like caviar in that respect. There's Velma. She's the brains of the operation. But you know, every problem she's had in her entire life, she doesn't seem to realize, could be solved by just buying a pair of contacts. You're a lot less likely to lose those. After the 100th pair of glasses that have gone missing while searching for, like, I don't know, Iron Man or wherever they go after these days, you'd think you'd probably just buy a pair of contacts. There's Fred. He's a planner, the leader of the group. I'm not sure why. Most of his plans consist of sending the two most incompetent guys alone as bait for whatever guy they're trying to capture. He's really Machiavellian with Scooby and Shaggy's lives. He'll do whatever it takes. He'll send them on suicide missions just to catch that bad guy. And he'll send Velma with them sometimes, too. I'm not sure why, but I think it's mostly because he's just trying to make another move on Daphne, which it's been like 50 years they've been on air, hasn't happened yet. He should probably give up at this point. They got, you know, when he first bought the Mystery Machine, I think he had better plans for it than unveiling Mr. Jenkins as the Muck Monster for like the 5th time this season. But, you know, Daphne herself, she eludes most of my criticism, mostly because she doesn't really do anything on the show. Like she has 2 things: she gets captured and she doesn't put out, and that's all she's ever accomplished. But the real star of the show, obviously, is Scooby-Doo. And if you think about it, he's probably the smartest one because he's a talking dog who solves mysteries. Okay, somewhere along the line, he skipped a few evolutionary stages. You know, judging from his accent, I would guess his parents are a Great Dane and a Chinese immigrant. In which case, he's really lucky that the chromosomes fell the way they did, because can you imagine if it was just reversed? You know? Like, how useful is an Asian dude who just barks? Not very. I mean, he can solve mysteries maybe, but he's going to have to be really good at charades as well. Yeah. So, my parents are here tonight. Don't give them a round of applause. They don't deserve it. But, so, a lot of parents tell their kids where they were born, like at a hospital or maybe someplace interesting. But my parents, for whatever reason, decided to fill me in on where I was conceived, which is a lot more haunting of a thought to have in your brain. So, for those wondering, I was conceived underneath a table at my grandparents' house on Jarvis Street in Toronto, Canada. Now, for whatever reason, my parents thought that they should name me Jarvis after the street. For those of you paying attention, that's not my name. But what a silly idea is that, to name your kid after where they were conceived. I mean, you don't see anybody walking around named Mattress, you know. I don't think the name, truck bed or bathroom stall would go over too well in a job interview. I think Mr. Confessional sounds pretty good. That might be the only one that works. That has a bit of a ring to it. But I know I'm named Connor, and that's mostly because I was born right around the time Eric Clapton's son died, and his name was Connor, so my parents named me after him, which is touching. But for those of you who don't know, Eric Clapton's son died falling out of a second-story window. Yeah, terrible. But it seems like a really bad omen to name your newborn son after a baby that just died from a failed flight attempt. And it's not his fault. A lot of kids try to fly when they're young, but most start from the ground. Is the most reasonable place, I think. If you're starting from the second story, you got to be pretty confident in your abilities. But I guess sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you.